Tommy Handley is synonymous with radio during the bleak years of the Second World War.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again we welcome back to the microphone Tommy Handley. Yes, it's that man again.
It's that man again, yes, that man again, yes, the Tommy Handley is here.
The first wartime ITMA was broadcast on September the 19th, 1939. That's just a fortnight after the outbreak of war. Almost immediately, ITMA became a national institution.
Can I do your nails, sir?
Well, if it isn't Mrs. Mott, the mascot of the Marines.
I've brought this for you, sir.
Oh, isn't that nice? What is it?
It's the bosun's blancmange, sir.
Bosun's blancmange? Looks more like a dumpling with a duffel coat on.
TTFN.
An LYSLDDTH.
What's that, sir?
Never let your sea legs dangle down the hatch.
Its characters became as familiar as the people next door. Its catchphrases became a part of everyday speech. The programme's producer was Francis Worsley.
Our job was to provide entertainment to make people laugh when there was, on the face of it, little to laugh at. Reality was horrible. Reality was nightly air raids. Reality was standing alone, a little uncertainly perhaps, in the face of an inexorable and frighteningly efficient foe. So we escaped from this reality into a world of our own. This world which highbrows called surrealistic and others merely crazy.
Our characters are really taken, as you know, from more or less from life. One in particular was the hesitating man who used to say, gone round the what's the name for the analogy you do. Well, I happen to know, at least I used to frequent a certain hostelry where the mine host used to talk exactly like that. If every other sentence was, what's it? For instance, if I asked him how he was, he'd say, oh, I've just got a touch of the what's it, but I've been round to what's it, the chemist, and he's given me, a what's it, and so the what's it went on all day. We never found out what he had.
All right, missing on one cylinder?
Yeah, no,
Miscellaneous?
no, wrong.
Oh, you're quite right. Now, aren't you the man from the Min of Hagen Fish?
Oh, no. No, I come from the
Had a couple?
You're thinking of my what's his name?
No, not your thingamajig.
No. Oh, no. Well, here's to
Absentees?
Yeah, no. No, I just bid.
Well, I'll double it. That's right.
Tommy Handley headed the Office of Twerps, and the programme went on to mock the many restrictions that were beginning to appear. I'll sign anything that prohibits anything. That's what I'm here for, he said. Then there were the jokes about spies.
Hello?
This is Tom speaking.
You sound as though you've got a touch of the Timoshenkos.
I will see that your stage company does not arrive tonight.
Oh, yes, they will.
There will be no show either. Funds are spoken.
The ITMA team knew their limits as to what they could mock. Instructions came down from the powers that be, and all scripts had to be submitted 48 hours in advance so they could be checked by the censors.
Air raid wardens to be taken seriously and not as figures of fun.
French men and women to be shown in a sympathetic light.
Please delete the wind which we all suffer from very badly down here.
In spite of the internal debates, the general public loved the show. And that was the view shared in very high places.
Dear sir, the King and Queen have expressed a desire to see a performance of your company.
At first, Tommy Handley thought it was a joke, but far from it. The royal performance at Windsor would mark the 16th birthday of Princess Elizabeth. She was one of the programme's most eager listeners. The royal performance was a great success, and by now Tommy Handley was receiving fan mail of 700 letters a week. That's more than we get on Voices from the Past. He read them all personally The letters revealed just how much the programme and its catchphrases had become part of everyday life. Only the sudden death of the man himself in 1949 brought ITMA to an end after 310 editions. Derek Geiler, who played the part of Frisbee Dyke, remembers.
The day he died, it was almost as though the king had died or something. All of us in ITMA were absolutely stunned by it. And I remember coming into Broadcasting House the night it happened. I was doing a Sunday serial at the time, and we had broken at 6 o'clock until we went on the air. And I came back into Broadcasting House. My wife had phoned me in the meantime and told me that she'd heard the news on the radio, and I just couldn't believe it at all. And I went into the cloakroom, actually, just to wash my hands in there, and I was standing in there, and Stuart Hibbard came into the room, and he didn't say anything. I knew him quite well. He didn't say anything, and we were both sort of standing there almost, too full to speak. And then he just turned to me and he said, "I'm just going in now to read the 6 o'clock news I suppose you've heard about," and then just absolutely dissolved into tears. It was extraordinary.
Let's finish our Voices from the Past by recalling happier times. Tommy Handley was a popular British comedian star before the days of ITMA. This is one of his 78 RPM records from 1936. Have You Seen My Chickens? With Tommy singing with his real wife, Jean Atherstone.
When you see me strutting in the farmyard, you would think I have the best of lives. But twixt me and you, I've enough to do, settling the quarrels of my 14 wives. Now I've got an awful thing to tell you. I've become a father, don't you see? I'm quite out of puff, isn't it enough? Listen for a minute, then you'll pity me. Oh, chuck, 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 chuck. Have you seen my chickens when they're on parade? Chuck, 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 kicking up the dickens. Such a fuss they've made. To have quins for your sins would be bad enough, but whatever would you say if you had chuck, 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 such a lot of chickens getting bigger and bigger every day?
If I had some private means to help me, I should not have quite so much to say. Half a dozen flies taken by surprise, plus a ground of 20 spiders every day. But their appetites are simply awful. I can't get time to crawl or flap my wings. Then when they are fed, off they go to bed,
underneath the shelter of my third wife's wing. Chuck, 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 chuck. Have you seen my chickens when they're on parade? Chuck, 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 kicking up the dickens. Such a fuss they've made.
Who would you like us to feature next time in Voices from the Past? Please leave your suggestions in the comments.
Such a lot of chickens getting bigger and bigger every day.